Welcome to the Trippi Coaching Podcast. I am Andrea Trippi, and I am so excited about this week's topic because it is the biggest reason why I was able to lose 100 pounds and keep it off without ever feeling deprived. Today's episode zeroes in on a crucial aspect of health, understanding and responding to your body's hunger signals. Now, we often tell our clients, listen to your body and eat when you're only hungry, but what if you're only truly hungry once a day? We're going to talk about why this can be problematic, ways to reprogram your body's hunger rhythms, and what to expect from your body when you do. All this and more coming up next.
The Trippi Coaching Podcast is sponsored by Hairborne Salon. This week we shine a spotlight on Nina. With a keen eye for color correction and a relentless pursuit of product knowledge, Nina ensures each client receives personalized attention and leaves feeling confident and beautiful. Whether you're seeking a subtle change or a bold new look, Nina's passion and skill promise to exceed your expectations. Book your appointment today and discover why Nina is revered for her unwavering commitment to excellence in hair care. Be sure to let them know that the Trippi Coaching Podcast sent you to receive 10% off your next service.
What's up, Tommy?
Hey, Andrea, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that might seem a little more uncommon than your typical weight loss barriers. It's people who tend to have one meal a day, 2 meals a day, and I know that we have talked about listening to your body and only eating when you're hungry, but there are times where if you're not eating, at least if you're not eating more than once or twice a day, your body's just not going to get the nutrition it needs, and it's going to cause a litany of other problems. You know, just to kind of lead into the topic, let's talk some firsthand experience. When you began your weight loss journey, were in somewhat of a similar situation where you found that you just weren't eating as much as you needed to. So why don't you share with everybody how that worked for you and what you did to get past that?
Yeah, thanks, Tommy. Yeah, so all of you, I lost 100 pounds and have kept it off for 6 years, and I did it without the conventional diet and exercise regime. I actually fed my body more. I was in a cycle of dieting, every viral diet out there I did. And most of them are action-based, and they restrict you, and you always end up feeling deprived, and you always end up binging on what you can't have. We've been there. It's a cycle that we do. We lose weight. Every diet works. Every diet works if you do it, if you do what they say. But it's the restriction that you have that makes you go off the deep end and you end up gaining more.
Sabotage.
Right. You completely sabotage you. I hired a coach for a very short while I was losing weight because I couldn't figure out why I was so tired, why I was so lethargic. I know I was working out hard and I was, working at my job all day, and I was a single mom raising a small daughter. But I couldn't figure out why my energy level was always so low until the coach said to me, "You're not eating enough. You're not eating enough throughout the day." So we looked at ways to take my one meal a day that I thought I was doing good in and kind of fasting during the day. That wasn't working for me. It may work for some people, but it wasn't working for me. In fact, it was making me hold on to fat, and it was raising my cortisol level, and it was making me sleepy and lethargic. So, you know what? I didn't have enough energy to go kill legs the next morning like I thought I would have. So we looked at ways to spread out my foods and to slowly introduce food during the day because, I had a hard time eating at my job. I don't like eating in front of people when it comes to being at work. People really don't like the smell of meat and rice at 11 o'clock during the day. So you have to be
I've had those complaints at previous jobs when I make my turkey burgers at lunch in the and stuff like that, and they're just like, oh
Yeah.
God, you're stinking up the lunchroom or whatever, and I'm like, what do you want? I'm eating.
It's either you're stinking up the lunchroom or they're like, did you bring some for us? Because I'm telling you, my food's pretty
Right,
good.
yeah,
So
yeah.
just don't cook fish at work.
Yeah.
People don't like that. But, so a lot of you guys have this mentality that if you don't eat, you're going to lose weight. And I'm here to tell you that that's false.
It's the opposite.
It's a complete opposite.
And like you said, your body's going to hold on to it more. And what that is it's just a simple survival mechanism that basically, we've talked about, back in the caveman days and stuff.
They didn't know when their next meal was coming.
Right. And so if your body doesn't know, and this applies to water as well, but if you're not taking in a regular amount of either food or water, then your body starts to hold on to it, not knowing when the next installment is coming. But if you can get into a rhythm and get your brain and your stomach programmed to expect food every so many hours, then your body will start letting go of excess fat and water because it knows that it's got more coming in. It doesn't need to store it and save any of it.
Tommy, a lot of people, they put fitness before health, right? They want to get skinny, so they restrict their foods, or they go on some crazy diet and they run on the treadmill forever to try to burn calories and all that. They put fitness before health. But when you put health before fitness, that's when weight loss becomes a byproduct. It happens, but it becomes a byproduct. So by not eating all day and just eating once a day, you're totally screwing with your blood sugar levels. You are totally screwing with your blood sugar levels. So what's happening is your blood sugar is going to rise when you don't eat. Okay, it's going to rise and it's going to start doing all these crazy things and holding on to your cortisol level is going to rise. It's going to hold on to fat. It's going to hold on to all this stuff. If you could eat healthfully throughout the day, doesn't have to be a big old meal. We're not looking for that. We're looking at small meals throughout the day. Your body will learn to want that,
right,
and crave it.
So it'll kick off. Like I said, you don't have any signals if you're used to eating once or twice a day. You don't have any hunger signals going off during the rest of the day. Once you start, reprogramming your body, you create those new hunger signals, and so then you will have that urge to eat something. And the way that you want to start doing that is, like Andrea said, you try to find, like, look at your day, look at your calendar for the day, look at, when do you have lunch, or a 15-minute break at work, or if you've got a 20-minute drive home or something like that, something where you can have an apple, a yogurt,
some almonds.
Yeah, just when you're starting out, it doesn't have to be a whole meal. Just eating anything, and especially if you can do it, if you're able to make it like 2:00 is your apple and 4:00 is your yogurt, and then you have dinner at 6 or 7 or something like that. If you stay on that schedule, you'll find that your body will start being like, it's 2:00. Where's the food? It's just like when I feed my cat. At 7:30 in the morning, she's there in the bed poking me in the face because that's when she gets fed. At 5 p.m., that's dinner, and then she starts coming around looking at me like, where's my meal? Because that's when she gets her 2 meals. Your body's the same exact thing.
I promote people eating when they're hungry. That's how you can eat what you want and still reduce calories, right? You don't want to eat when your body's in a fat burning mode. Like, we talk about our hunger levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is you're not hungry. 2 is you're kind of bored hungry. You're really not starving, but you could eat. 3 is your body's growling. You're looking for food. Your body needs food. And this is the ideal time to eat. This is when you should eat your meals, right? And then the 4th one is you're hangry. You never really want to eat then because you're just going to overeat.
But what we're trying to cultivate here, though, is... Right. Yes, you want to eat when you're hungry, but we want to add a few more times throughout the day when you do feel hungry.
When you do feel hungry.
So the rule applies, but you got to look at how many meals a day are you getting, And again, the word meal doesn't need like to be like a full meal. It's just food, just having
something healthfully,
and something, exactly, something of some nutritional substance. A Snickers bar doesn't count.
Yeah, a burger from Portillo's doesn't count
Right.
either.
It's not just, well,
Right.
I just need to eat something. No, I mean, again, you're looking, because we're trying to make sure that your nutrition levels stay at an optimal level so that you're getting vitamins and minerals from the foods that you're eating. So whatever you're incorporating, that's why like Greek yogurt, fruit, carrots and celery, anything like that. All this stuff is, you can throw it in a Tupperware container and bring it with you. You can snack on it if you have to during the day. Even if you're doing that, even if you're grazing throughout the day, at least you're getting the vitamins and everything from this. But even if you ate the most healthiest meal, just from but it was only once a day, your body isn't getting that continual nourishment throughout the day, and your body's can only break down and absorb so much from that one meal too. So it's important that it's getting these regular installments. So yes, eat when you're hungry, but if you're not hungry more than just once or twice a day, then that's an issue that needs to be addressed.
And by eating those small little healthful meals, your body will become hungry.
Right.
It's kind of like if you have a fireplace, right? You have a wood burning fireplace, and that fire is going because it has wood in there. It has the proper stuff that ignite it. Mm-hmm. Okay, but when that wood burns out, and you want to still sit by the fire, what do? You
throw some more wood in the fire.
Okay, so the wood is your food.
Right.
You got to get your metabolism firing so that you become hungry,
right,
so that your body fires on the right levels and stuff. I'm going to challenge you guys. With your morning routine, pack a healthy snack. I hate the word snack. Pack a healthy meal, something. Yeah. Grab 14 to 20 almonds and an apple. Bring it with you. Figure out when you're going to eat that throughout the day. It's a great meal.
And it really helps, A, to have it ready, and B, to, again, don't go by the seat of your pants into your day. Literally look at your schedule, set an alarm on your phone or whatever or your computer or whatever you have to do. And when that alarm goes off, go and eat whatever it is. There's a couple of mental blocks that people have with this idea. And number one is that if they're not losing weight eating one meal a day, why would eating more,
right, it's going to make me gain weight.
It's going to make me gain weight. Well, we've just explained why that's not the case. But I will say this, the other mental block is that in the beginning, you will gain weight. And here's why. Because like we discussed earlier about your body in survival mode, holding on to things, in the beginning, your body's going to be like, wow, we haven't had food, at this level for a long time. So it is going to hold on to it. But at least if it's nutritious food, at least it's holding on to good stuff, and it's
going to utilize it.
It's going to utilize it. But as you get more into your rhythm and it starts seeing that it's getting it on a regular intake, it will then start and it'll release what it built up in the beginning, and then it'll keep going from there. So if you go, and I'm talking like maybe 3 pounds or something like that. It's not usually much, but if you go up in weight, don't go on there on the scale and then be like, I knew this was going to happen. All I'm doing is putting on weight. This isn't going to work. And because because in the beginning, a lot of people get there and that's very frustrating for them. But what you have to understand is you got to look at the long game on this, is that this is just how this works. You're going to start going up and then it's going to start coming back down the more you get into your routine, and then you'll start going into the negative and start losing weight. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So if you're a chronic weigher, expect that. If you're not a chronic weigher and you weigh yourself once a week, you might not even see it. You might, but you might not. So just look at yourself like a science project. I always say that. Jump out of your body and look at yourself like a science project. What responds to you? What does your body respond to? If an apple and almonds does your body well, great. How did you feel after that? Do it again if you felt great. If you felt crappy, don't do it again.
Right.
Figure out something else.
Yeah, it's trial and error. Find what works for you. I mean, everybody's different and has different tastes, and that's fine. There's no blanket answer to that. It's all customized to your tastes. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try other things. To have different, stick to like fruits and vegetables and grains, and just, and try to find things that work for you. Things that are not only things that you like to that are tasty, but from a time management standpoint is something that you can either pack quickly or eat on the go.
So when I started losing weight, and I'll wrap this up quickly. When I started losing weight, I was eating 2 meals a day. Okay. And then my coach increased it to 3. And then we went to 4. And I ended up eating 6 small meals a day. And I got to tell you something. I wasn't stuffed and I wasn't starving ever. Right. And I was constantly putting the wood into my fire burning machine.
Exactly.
100 pounds, retaining muscle. I mean, completely different body composition.
Absolutely.
So start small. If you're somebody that eats all throughout the day grazing, eat only when you're hungry and see how that works for you.
Right.
But if you're someone that eats only once a day and has a hard time, fitting it in, pack 1 small meal with you and get that in throughout the day. And if you're looking for any additional coaching or strategies, please feel free to contact us on the Trippi Coaching Podcast page. We will answer your questions directly. We will answer them on the air. And if you're ever looking to work with us, both Tommy and I can help you. We have both been here and we have walked this walk, so we are happy to help you. Tommy, anything else on this topic?
The only thing else is who else but Tommy else?
I think we need a t-shirt that says that, don't we? I am Andrea Trippi, and until the next time, here's to a healthier, more confident you.
The Trippi Coaching Podcast is produced and mixed by me. Who else but Tommy else? Theme song provided by Professor Click. Be sure and check him out at professorclick.com. All one word, KLIQ.com. The content provided in the Trippi Coaching Podcast is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional medical, health, wellness advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition.